Violations edition of the Always Irish Show. Thank you for joining me once again. As always, you can find this program on the website known as youtube.com. And I would appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you approve of the content afterwards. I'm not asking you to do it before. What if the content sucks? If I get through it and you like it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Twitter. Type in Always Irish or at JKZND4. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only. You could get it anywhere. Merchandise link below. Like, subscribe, share, review, write mean comments, send me mean emails. I got an email the other day saying that I'm out of touch and ignorant because I failed to mention when I talked about Marcus Freeman being a hot, young, up-and-coming guy everybody wanted, that I was forgetting to not mention Bob Davie, saying that Notre Dame already had that in Bob Davie. You got to be kidding me. If Bob Davie didn't get the job handed to him by a lazy hire after Lou left, nobody else wanted Bob Davie. Bob Davie had no fire to him that everybody wanted him. That's the opposite of what I'm talking about. I want the young guy everybody else wants. Nobody thought that of Bob Davie. And this guy's writing me saying, you're so ignorant. Maybe you're too young and you forgot Bob Davie was the hot young it coach. No freaking way. And by the way, the results prove that out. Even if somebody did think he was hot, he proved he wasn't. He was 44 years old when he took the Notre Dame job, and it was handed to him when Lou left. That's it. It was a lazy hire and proved to be a terrible one. That is not what I'm talking about, and nothing close to Marcus Freeman, not even close to the same situation. So I don't know where that came from, but nobody was banging down the door saying Bob Davie was the hot, new, young coach in the whole country that everybody wanted. Nobody was saying that. He got handed the Notre Dame job by being Lou's buddy. Period. Nobody else wanted Bob Davie. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into our recruiting violations, shall we? Here's the deal. I'm not even mad about this. It's almost hilarious to me. I honestly get mad about everything with Notre Dame all the time. I can't be mad at this. This is as close to nothing as something could be in college football. So it's just ridiculous. Now, here's what I don't like. The headlines on Twitter and on all the websites and everything, Notre Dame hit with probation for recruiting violations. The headline looks a lot worse than what the details actually are. Okay, so that's the part of this I don't like. The actual results and what happened don't faze me at all. It's as close to a nothing as it could possibly be. And even somebody like me who gets mad about everything with Notre Dame, I'm not even mad. This didn't even make my pulse move at all. This is just almost absolutely nothing. But the headline, whenever it's Notre Dame, you know how it is. People aren't going to click and read all these details. That's not how it works. People scroll through Twitter, see Notre Dame nailed for probation for illegal recruiting. You start thinking, oh man, is Brian Kelly trying to really get in this game and go down south to pull out some talent? That's my first thought when I clicked on it. I said, oh man, is he actually trying to go for it and make some moves, pull some kids out of the South? No, he's not. You know what he did? He posed for a picture with a kid in a cafeteria. Oh, Notre Dame, give him the death penalty. Oh my God, a coach sends some text messages to a kid during a dead period. Shut it all down. Take away New Rockney's wins. They never happen. This is hilarious to me. It is as close to nothing as something could possibly be in college football in terms of these violations. So apparently there were 10 text messages sent to a kid where you're technically not supposed to. The funnier one is Brian Kelly posed for a picture with a kid in a cafeteria, wasn't supposed to. But the funniest detail of it was It even says in there that he didn't want to and was apprehensive at first, and then he took the picture. So it's hilarious, okay? So you got Tennessee handing out literal McDonald's bags full of money. LSU just partially bought a title, okay? And Brian Kelly's getting dinged for taking a picture with the kid in the cafeteria in between getting some tater tots. It's funny to me. I'm not even mad. Like, this is just, it's just basically nothing. So the headline is the part that bothers me, because you see recruiting violation, Notre Dame on probation. It sounds really bad. And then you read the details. He took a picture with the kid in the cafeteria waiting in line to get a freaking pizza or something. So it's hilarious to me. Here's what I don't get either. There's been issues with this high school before. So who's telling on this? Is it like a player and they want to like dig at Notre Dame, or like, how does this come out? Oh, like, who's the nerd kid that's like, oh, you know what? This coach texted me and I think it was a dead period. I better report this. What sort of dork is doing that? That's what I don't understand. There's something going on here. Like, nobody should have ever known this stuff. So is somebody out there in this area out to get Notre Dame? Because why else would this innocent stuff get out like this? So that's my angle. Who's got something they want to stick at Notre Dame? Oh, you know what? They sent these text messages during a dead period. Meanwhile, LSU bought a championship. Nobody cares. They bought a championship, paying guys' dads to work jobs they never had to go to, that whole thing. Their punishment, they get to keep the championship, but they couldn't go to a bowl game during a pandemic when they're 3-5. So that's their punishment. North Carolina had fake classes set up for 25 or 30 years. They didn't get dinged at all. Tennessee's handed out money in McDonald's bags. They'll probably get a little slap on the wrist. But Notre Dame, oh no, Brian Kelly took that picture in the cafeteria line. Shut it all down. Shut it all down. It's an absolute joke. Okay, so this all leads me back to the NCAA. They are a disgraceful, power-hungry organization with no grasp of reality, no concept of right or wrong, appropriate punishment, equality in the punishment they give out, nothing. These people are clueless. They have power they shouldn't have, they didn't earn, they don't deserve. They're not good at their jobs. I cannot be more clear. I respect the NCAA 0%. I hate everybody who works in that main office 100%. I don't even know them. I hate all of them. I hate all of them. Because I know these type of people. They sit there with the fancy NCAA on their business card. They think they're the end-all, be-all. They have all the answers. They're smart. They just have it all under control. When in reality, they're completely clueless. And big-time college football doesn't need the NCAA for anything. They don't need them for anything. So it's the lack of consistency from the NCAA in regards to disciplinary issues that is reckless and illogical, and I have no respect for it. They make things up as they go with no consistency. Who gets nailed? Who gets nothing? I just don't get it. North Carolina had fake classes set up for 3 decades. They got no punishment. Notre Dame has tutors helping too much with papers, and it's a big story, and all of our wins from that year go away, and the kids aren't eligible. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. LSU was able to partially buy a title 2 years ago, and their only punishment was not going to a bowl game with 5 losses this year. That's their punishment. So I have a major problem with the NCAA. It's just an absolute, total joke. What I want to happen is I want the Power 5 conferences and Notre Dame to break away from the NCAA when the playoff deals come up in a few years, build their own structure of governance led by the Power 5 commissioners, the Notre Dame commissioner, make their own bylaws and guidelines just for football. I don't care about anything else. You want to rule over women's soccer, go for it, okay? Go for it. Leave football alone. The Power Fives have no need for them. Break away from them. The NCAA already has no governance over the playoff. That is an independent being the NCAA has nothing to do with. So the Power Fives in Notre Dame don't need them. They're not good at their job. They have no consistency. There's no logical flow to the decisions they make. There's no uniformity. If you do this, you're getting this no matter who you are. They make it up as they go. And it seems to me whenever it's a Notre Dame thing, they stick it to them. Make sure they get a bad headline. But if you're paying players' dads for jobs that don't exist at LSU, you get to keep your championship. It's no big deal. Just miss the bowl game when you have 5 losses. So it all makes no sense. I despise every single person who works in the NCAA office. I don't need to know them to say that. I see what they do, and I don't respect it. It makes no sense, okay? So I want the Power Fives to break away, do your own thing, and set it up, expand the playoff, have your own governing body, do what you want to do. We don't need them. We don't need them for anything, okay? So this is just ridiculous to me. It's a nothing. I don't care. For a second, I was wondering, is Brian Kelly really desperate? Maybe he's getting in the game of trying to pull some players out of something. Nope. Took a picture with the kid in the cafeteria line, okay? That's Brian Kelly's crime. So 1 year probation, $5,000 fine. Oh, reduce recruit visits by 1. Like, it's as close to a nothing as something could be. And it's just a joke, and it's just a bad headline. And now you're going to have people who don't read the story and see how minor this is saying, see, Notre Dame's no better than anybody else. They're cheating too. If you want to compare bags of money to smiling and taking a picture with the kid in a high school cafeteria, I can't help you. If you're that stupid that you're correlating those as being in the same ballpark, I can't help you, and you have an axe to grind against Notre Dame. So this is a nothing, and the NCAA is a disgrace. So that's my take on it. Later.